It's a Monday here on the San Francisco 49ers Report. Chase Sr. here with you. And coming up, 49ers Rookie Minicamp winners and losers. So let's do it. Thanks for tuning into the show. My name is Chase Sr. This is the San Francisco 49ers Report by Chat Sports. Hopefully everybody had a fantastic weekend and your weeks are off to an awesome start. As I said at the start of the show, coming up, Niners Rookie Minicamp winners and losers. Which members of this Niners draft class, UDFAs, and tryout players rose to the occasion and impressed people? There are also going to be some losers, which obviously it's hard to pinpoint which young players in two practice sessions completely whiffed, but I'm going to explain why coming up here at the end of the show as well. And let's start off with our winners. Niners first pick in the 2025 NFL Draft. Defensive end Mykel Williams out of Georgia, taken 11th overall by San Francisco. A clear winner coming out of the weekend. With the body type, the physicality, and the power. I said this when the Niners drafted him. He looks like a day one starter. Well, he hits the practice field with the Niners for the start of Rookie Minicamp. He looks the part. The NFL size is certainly apparent, as well as that length. And I think that translates right away where he can be a day one starter for San Francisco and make his impact be felt. He also, this is a hilarious clip, I put it up on my social media pages, bulldozed a Niners coach with ease. And it was a slight power move. The coach goes flying, but there's something to be said for Mykel Williams' character. Comes from a good background, highly respected at Georgia, very mature for his age. He helped the coach up. You love to see that. He has NFL maturity already at just 20 years old. This is a player who can continue to get better, but has the right brain in between his ears. And I think right from the get-go, even though he has to move on the pass rush arsenal and has to improve on that, I think he's going to be able to help San Francisco against the run. And this is a Niners defense the last couple of years under Nick Sorensen in 2024, Steve Wilks in 2023, that has been unable to stop the run. It's hard to have a good run defense with bad defensive tackle play if you can't set the edge, especially in this wide nine. It's part of the reason why the Niners had the strategy that they had going into this draft. Get players with length. Get players who have impressive athletic traits. Draft prospects who have a history of stopping the run, who fit the wide nine, and Mykel Williams does. Rookie Minicamp winner number 2 is UDFA wide receiver Isaiah Neyor. Coming out of Nebraska, he was looked at by some draft analysts as a fifth-round pick potentially, including the athletic Stain Brugler. Some people thought with the lack of production in college, more of a UDFA. He has an NFL body too, who is a massive wide receiver prospect, who has a size-speed combination that I think is absolutely fascinating. He is 6'4", and in the pre-draft process, he ran a 4.4 flat 40-yard dash. So he is huge in stature, but he can also run. He's very quick and explosive. He was a 3-star recruit coming out of high school in Texas, and his college path, somewhat interesting, right? He goes to Wyoming, then he transfers to Texas, and Texas was expecting big things from him. He was only there 1 year. I think he only played 1 game. Then he goes to Nebraska, and he couldn't find his footing. He had no year in which he had massive production while in college. But could he end up being a steal as a UDFA? He could certainly go up and get it, and had one of the highlight plays of Rookie Minicamp, an outstretched grab on a catch from Tanner Mordecai that made people look around and say, wow, there is that length and that wingspan. Here's what the NFL.com scouting report was on Isaiah Neyor coming out of college. Height, weight, speed prospect who finished 5 years of college with just 2 seasons of double-digit catches. Neyor is a long strider with the ability to separate in his stems and turns. His nearly 7-foot wingspan is on display with catch radius grabs, but he lacks the toughness and hand strength to finish when contested. His blend of size, speed, and separation potential is valuable, but his skill level still needs to be developed, which could make him a practice squad candidate. And that NFL.com scouting report is something that was very reminiscent of what I said when the Niners signed him as a UDFA, where I said he looks like Tarzan and he plays like Jane. 6'4", 220, you run a 4.4 flat, yet you play like you're much smaller, like you're the size of Jordan Watkins. But the relative athletic score here is so intriguing and fascinating. A 9.9 out of 10. So he checks in 6'4", right around 220. His vertical, just under 40 inches. His broad jump, more than 11 feet. And there's that 4.4 flat 40-yard dash. And there were some clips circulating on social media from over the weekend from Rookie Minicamp, which took place on Friday and Saturday, And here's Isaiah Neyor just getting ready to do some hurdles prior to practice, just warming up. Look at the wingspan there. I mean, the arms are clearly so long, which helps him go up and get it. It translated to him making that outstretched grab. So this is a player who we have to keep tabs on, because if he can put it together, given the height, the wingspan, the speed, the weight, he can end up being a really interesting player. And then there's running back Corey Kiner out of Cincinnati. He started his college career at LSU. So when he was coming out of high school, he was one of the more highly touted running back prospects in the country. Didn't work out for him at LSU. Then he goes to Cincinnati, and he was highly productive on Friday, broke the longest run among running backs. And some of his college numbers from last year, very interesting when you stack it up against other running backs in this draft class. For instance, missed forced tackles. Corey Kiner is a player who is a little bit shorter, but he's physical, has good contact balance, and when he gets upended, he's able to stay upright and on his feet. So missed forced tackles, this is some of that short area quickness and play strength that I mentioned. He was number 2 alongside Cam Scadaboo behind Ashton Genty in this draft class. Elusive rating, according to Pro Football Focus. Ashton Genty, who went number 6 overall to the Raiders. Number 1 at 217.6. Corey Kiner, number 2 at 163.8. His Pro Football Focus rush grade. Omarion Hampton went early in the draft. Devin Neal, really good college player. R.J. Harvey went early in the draft. Corey Kiner is right behind them at 88.3. And then yards after contact per attempt. Omarion Hampton, number 4. DJ Giddens, number 5. And Corey Kiner, number 6 at 4.2. And Kyle Shanahan, Bobby Turner, they always do such a great job of developing running backs. This is an extremely deep running back rookie class, and this draft class was phenomenal. If Corey Kiner were to be in the NFL draft another year, could have very well gotten drafted, but because there were so many good backs, he falls to being a UDFA. And him, Isaiah Neyor, these are two players who I think could challenge for roster spots. And running back depth is something that the Niners, I think, still need to address. Christian McCaffrey will be RB1. Isaac Rendo will be RB2. They took Jordan James out of Oregon in the 5th round. If they hold on to 4 running backs, Corey Kiner could be that 4th guy. Winner number 4 is wide receiver Jordan Watkins, who the Niners took day 3 out of Ole Miss in this draft class. He is a burner, ran a 4.3 in the pre-draft process, one of the more explosive wide receivers in all of college football last year. And when Ole Miss's number 1 wide receiver got hurt, Jordan Watkins became the number 1 for Jackson Dart and really thrived in 2024 under Lane Kiffin. He was targeted 68 times, 49 catches, 906 yards, 18.5 yards per catch, 9 touchdowns, 2 drops. He was the only player in college football last year at the wide receiver position to have explosive plays in the way where I'm looking at the numbers right here. It's incredible. He plays with top-end speed, and I'm looking at the numbers here. He's the only FBS player with 5 catches of 60 yards or more in 2024. And so you like to see that. You like to see the yards per catch being what they were the last 2 years. You know, it's also great. Plays bigger than his size at 5'11", 188. Not afraid to be physical. He tracks the ball well. Doesn't drop passes either. 2 drops, 2 drops, 1 drop, 1 drop. His last 4 years in college. And we showed you that picture a little bit earlier. I was expecting Jordan Watkins, for a guy who is a 4.3 burner, to be skinnier and a little bit slighter. He has a much larger lower frame than what I was anticipating. Sometimes you don't see that when he's playing games in college because you're wearing pants and then the socks obviously come up to the knee area. Here he is in shorts. He's pretty built in that lower half. So I'm looking forward to seeing if he can have that tackle breaking ability. The Niners need to have that 4.3 speed translate a little bit because on some vertical routes, he lacks a little bit. But I think the skill set is there for him to be a really good player. Some people thought he was overdrafted. Hopefully the Niners hit on that one. Minicamp winner number 5, cornerback Upton Stout, who the Niners took in the 3rd round. He was a top 100 pick and a little bit bold of a choice for San Francisco because it's 5'8", and he is smaller, but he plays a lot bigger than his size. He is tenacious. He is aggressive. He has that dog mentality that is very reminiscent, game and mentality, of Diamador Neyor. And some of the athletic traits are intriguing here. 19.47 miles per hour in the gauntlet at the NFL Combine. Number 1 among all DBs in Indianapolis. 21 reps of 225 pounds on the bench. Also, number 1 among DBs at the Combine. And with that 4.4 speed, even though he's a little bit smaller, under 190 pounds, he'll make plays against the run. He'll jam you. He'll run with you. He doesn't give up a lot of space for throwing windows for opposing quarterbacks. A lot of sticky coverage. And I just love the swagger in which he plays with. And it's funny that his last name is Stout because as an athlete, he looks like a stout player. And another rookie turning heads here during Rookie Minicamp. And then winner number 6 is defensive tackle C.J. West, who I think can end up being one of the biggest steals of this draft. He is a little bit of a shorter defensive tackle, but ran a 4.95 40-yard dash at 316 pounds in Indy, had a 1.73 10-yard split, the fastest at the Combine among players who weighed in at 315 or more pounds. And I just really like the character and the attitude. Soft-spoken, smiles a lot off the field, but when he gets off the field, he has this saying, I hate quarterbacks. You know what I like doing? Punching quarterbacks in the mouth. And he has that short area quickness where he's able to beat off the snap, some slower, plodding, larger, girthier guards. And with the play style, with the body type, with the quickness, with the overall game, reminds me a lot of DJ Jones, who has cashed in 2 consecutive contracts with the Denver Broncos since being taken, I think, as a 7th-round pick by the Niners several years ago. Other Rookie Minicamp winners here, James Burgess making some plays, some really good shadow coverage on Friday. Tariq Owens continues to impress a lot of this Niners coaching staff, the son of Terrell Owens. And then keep an eye out for this wide receiver out of Utah. Money Parks, not only a really good name, but even though he's 5'9", 5'10", ran a 4.5 40-yard dash, plays a little bit faster, and that certainly was the case in Santa Clara over the weekend. If you want a Niners jersey, get yours today. All thanks to our friends at Fanatics. Just plug in that link down below, chatsports.com/49 jersey. You can get a number 98 Mykel Williams. It's number 1 because he was the first-round pick, but he's going to be rocking the number 98. I think it's a great jersey selection for the rookie. Brock Purdy, Christian McCaffrey, 94 throwback, the current home and away jerseys, men's, women's, kids, all available, in addition to some legendary players, Hall of Famers like Joe Montana and Jerry Rice. So use that link down below, chatsports.com/49 jersey. It'll take you to Fanatics. Fanatics will know that Chase Senior Chat Sports and the 49ers Report sent you. Again, keep in mind, I mentioned this a little bit earlier. When we talk about Rookie Minicamp losers, take it with a grain of salt, right? It's not like these players completely flopped. I wouldn't be overly concerned, but there are reasons why these players are deemed losers. For defensive tackle Alfred Collins, this is another player who is absolutely enormous. Look at him speaking with the press. You see it with how he towers over everybody. And then this photo from behind, the wingspan, the overall size, the height, the weight. And with all of that, he moves extremely well for his size. But he did not partake in rookie minicamp because of a calf injury. And I think that limited him a little bit in the pre-draft process. He was a very durable player at Texas. For a guy that size, though, to have a lingering calf issue, I think it's a little bit of a concern, but I'm not overly concerned. 6'5", 332, 85-inch wingspan, and nearly 35-inch arms. You saw that wingspan on display there with that photo that we just showed you. He did play in 64 of 65 career games at Texas. And with that wingspan, with that height of being 6'5", he did have 7 pass breakups last year. One of those, and it was deemed a pass defended, did include a blocked field goal. So 6 of those happened at the line of scrimmage. The Niners really with this draft class bringing in players who have a lot of physicality, quickness for their size, who are going to be able to collapse and push the pocket to make the opposing quarterback really feel that rush. And Alfred Collins can certainly do that. Another thing I like about him with that wingspan too, this plays to his advantage. At Texas this past year, a 55-2 tackle to missed tackle ratio. This is a big man in the middle who's going to be able to occupy a lot of real estate. He, like Mykel Williams and C.J. West, Upton Stout, really good against the run, needs to work on the pass rush arsenal, but that's up to Chris Kocurek to be able to maximize those rookies, and I think he's going to be able to do that as one of the top defensive line coaches in the NFL. Rookie minicamp loser number 2 is linebacker Nick Martin, who the Niners chose out of Oklahoma State. Robert Saleh is back. Here he is watching on, and a lot of people think that Nick Martin is going to play a big role for this defense in 2025. I agree. Whether it's the Will linebacker spot or the Sam linebacker spot, I think he has a really good chance to start. He was one of my favorite selections for the Niners when we were going through all of their picks as far as my Niners draft grades, but he looked a little bit small at rookie minicamp. He can run very well, but the lack of size, I think, is a little bit problematic. In the pre-draft, he did come off a knee injury that cut his 2024 season short to work out pre-draft. That's a good sign. Had a relative athletic score of 8.55, but you see what's in the red there. Only 5'11", 221 pounds. Very strong, though. 26 reps on the bench, so he benched more at 225 than he weighs at 221. That's impressive. I do like the explosion to his game. Vertical, 38. Broad jump, more than 10 feet. And he did run a 4.53. So he plays sometimes even faster than running that 4.5, 40-yard dash. The 2023 season that he had, one of the best among all linebackers in college football. Number 2 in FBS with 83 solo tackles. But during that 2023 season, he also logged 140 total tackles with 16 TFLs. He can really make plays against the run. That lack of size, he might get caught up by some bigger bodies, which is why I have some of the concerns that I have. But he just has a knack for making plays and getting around the ball carrier and being around and finding the ball. And that play style, the aggressiveness, the mentality that he has playing like a guy who's just shot out of a cannon, it does remind you a lot of Dre Greenlaw and Azeez Al-Shire. He can work a little bit in coverage, but had 2 pass breakups and 2 picks in 2023. So if he didn't get hurt in 2024, given that resume in 2023, and he can play special teams too, by the way, I think it would have been drafted a lot higher. And then my final loser is rookie quarterback Kurtis Rourke. Niners took him in the 7th round out of Indiana. He played all of last year with the torn ACL. The toughness has always been there. Has good size. He can layer footballs in, but he wasn't able to practice in minicamp. And with him and Alfred Collins, I think there's a lot of value to getting on the field, showing what you can do, getting acclimated with the NFL game, and that's speed, that's physicality. Those are practice sessions, getting your stamina up, getting in good shape. For instance, we saw Mason Graham, who the Browns took at number 5. He was throwing up everywhere during rookie minicamp, trying to get in shape. And so there's a difference between looking like you're in shape and then getting into football shape. And so when these rookies miss that and they miss valuable reps, That's why I'm deeming Kurtis, Rourke, Alfred Collins specifically as losers. This did lead, though, to Tanner Mordecai getting a lot of snaps. And to earn a roster spot, Rourke and Mordecai are going to be competing for that QB3 role. Rourke's not getting those opportunities right now because he's coming off that knee injury. Mordecai is, and Mordecai is a player who also needs those reps. So, Niners Rookie Minicamp, winners and losers. You tell me, which rookies are you most excited about based upon what we talked about with this video, with the Niners draft class? Let me know down in the comment section. Thanks as always for watching, and don't forget to subscribe.